Well, I thought since today we have a day off here at Acton, I would interview my husband to just let us know a little bit about his background, his past. I know that some people are interested, some people might not. But like we said initially, these videos are for our grandchildren or our kids. So it's just something for them to watch one day. So tell us about you. How did it all start? Where were you born?
I was born in Japan. My father was in the military, and I was born in Japan. I have no memories of the country. I was only there for about a year, and then they moved back to the States, back to Everett, Washington. Actually, I think they spent a little bit of time in California before they came back to Everett, but I don't have any memories of that either. And I grew up in Everett, in Washington State, and I was there until 1988 when I moved to Florida. And then I was in Florida until we moved to Belize in 2015.
So tell us a little bit about your background, your parents. Were your parents or grandparents? Where were they from?
Well, on my father's side, actually my great-grandparents moved to the States from Germany in the 1870s. They were all farmers in Nebraska. And then during the Depression, they ended up moving out to eastern Washington State, worked on some of the dams and such in Washington State, and then eventually migrated over to the west part of the state, and that's where my father was born. And my mother, her family had been in the country even earlier, even before the country was a country. Her family had been in what's to become the United States. And she grew up in North Seattle area, Northgate. Her great-grandmother raised her. There's a lot of drama there with, I don't need to go into all that with her mother, but she was raised by her grandmother, who was a great lady. I do have some memories of her. She died in 1964. Had a really nice house there. To my knowledge, is still standing. It's one of the few houses left in the area. Everything else has been turned into malls and shopping centers, but for whatever reason, that house is still there. I don't know, what else do you want to know?
Well, I would like to know how did it all started? How did you started loving the outdoors and hiking?
Well, my father and my mom, we were always going on camping trips and stuff. I mean, we weren't rich, didn't have a lot of money. We didn't travel all that much, and just always had a love for camping, and never did any long hikes with my parents. They didn't introduce me to that. That was actually from when I was in the Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts. I was introduced to hiking, and
How old were you?
oh, I don't know how old it was, 12 or something. And that's when I really developed the love of backpacking. And in fact, the leader of the troop there, he didn't bring along everybody. He just brought along a friend of mine who was his son, and I think one or two other guys, and we did our first off-trail hike in the Glacier Peak Wilderness. So I've taken you up there before. You know where I'm talking about. It's pretty rough getting up there. It still is, to this day, there's still not a trail to go up to those lakes. So
Right.
I think that's where I developed the love of hiking, was through my friend in the Boy Scouts.
And then you've done some hiking with your family, your parents, your
Yeah,
two brothers. You have two brothers, right?
I kind of introduced my parents to backpacking. We did do a few multiple night backpacking trips when I was a teenager, because I brought back pictures and stuff of where I'd been, and they liked it. So I did kind of introduce them to backpacking, and they liked it. And we bought all the very, by today's standards, very heavy heavy gear, heavy backpacks, heavy sleeping bags. Everything was very heavy. It wasn't uncommon to have 40, 50-pound packs
Wow.
going on a week-long trip.
Right. Now you have 2 children. Tell us about your 2 children, and did you introduce them to hiking?
Well, yeah, I do have 2 children, Mark and Melissa, and they're all grown up now, adults. And I did introduce them both to backpack. We never got a chance to do any multiple overnight trips, but I did take them on some shorter hikes. And actually, with Marco, I did take him on I think it was a week-long trip that he really seemed to like, and he's done some backpacking in the States and out of the country since then. So I know he still enjoys that kind of stuff.
And you have a grandson.
Yes, I do have a grandson. Eric is just a baby.
Melissa's
baby. I have one on the way from Mark and Brooke, due in September.
And one more from Missy too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another one from Missy. Yeah, they're both due in September. Yeah.
So is this something that you would like them to do when they grow up?
Of course, but everyone has to do what they have a love of. Like my younger brother, both my younger brothers, Brad and Matthew, they both seemed to like hiking when we were younger, and neither one of them really seemed to have much interest at all in that kind of stuff anymore. I don't. Not like I do anyway. I'm kind of a fanatic about it, but they don't have any great interest in this stuff anymore. Just like the friends I grew up with, Bobby Weir, the guy that I did a lot of hiking with. His father introduced me to off-trail backpacking. I was still in my late teens, early 20s, and he had no interest in going on any kind of hiking trips anymore. So, to each their own. If everyone loved it, it wouldn't be fun because it would be crowded. You're going out here to get away from people.
True. So last question. How do you feel about this hike? This is day 37. Have you enjoyed it? Is it everything you expected?
I'm loving it. I think it's going by too quickly. I can't believe we've already come over 400 miles. So, what does that leave us? 2,200 to go or something? So, yeah, it's going by too quick.
Is it everything you expected?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Has it been hard? Has it been not too hard?
I don't think it's been difficult, really. No, it's just been very enjoyable.
And you're feeling okay? Good?
Yeah, no big aches and pains. Like I've told you, sometimes the hardest thing for me is when we stop getting started again. That's when it can be kind of difficult. If you've hiked for 10 miles and you stop and take a break and your feet are telling you, no, you've stopped for the day. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, anything else you would like to add?
No, we're kind of doing the glamping version of of the hike. We're staying in a lot of places like this cabin, and we're taking as many breaks as we can and staying in hotels. So it's been very nice.
Yeah, I have enjoyed it a lot too, so thank you.
So I hope this encourages people to get out there and hike, get out of the cities and get back to nature. Relax, enjoy. Like they say here in the trail, hike your own hike. Go at your own pace. Do what you want to do.
That's right. I agree 100%. Well, thank you very much.